Hello, I'm delighted to be joined by Ladbrokes ambassador Dan Skelton here at Lodge Hill Stables. It really is beautiful around here. Luckily, the Avon banks haven't burst too far in this direction, and Cheltenham systems really are go. First up, let's talk about Allmankind. Very impressive at Chepstow last time out. All roads lead to the Triumph Hurdle.
Absolutely. You can see what everyone can see on the race course is what we see at home every day.
Yeah.
You know, he's a I won't call him a tearaway, but he's very strong and loves to get on with it. And I was very happy with Chepstow performance, obviously, in that he settled midway part of the race and then took off up the straight. If we can get him there in that type of form, that run enough would be enough to go close. And if he's improved any in the interim, well, all the better for us. But I'm happy with him at the moment. No negatives, and touch wood.
Absolutely. Do you think he's the kind of horse that has to lead, or can he take a lead? What do you think?
I think if somebody wants to go really fast, he'll take a lead now. I'd have been a bit worried about it, a couple of months ago, but I think now he's fine. At the end of the day, he's developed into a 2-miler. He understands now that there's where the finishing line is. I think at Warwick we kind of got away with it in his first run. He was just far enough clear that Harry didn't have to ask him for any extra effort from turning in. I'm not worried about that. That's he takes preliminaries well. The atmosphere won't get to him.
Yeah.
And like I say, we just need to get there in one piece.
Absolutely. Obviously, Gaussian in the race as well, and Aspire Tower. Do anything particularly make you worry, or are you pretty happy with what you've got yourself?
I'm happy with mine.
Yeah.
I know. And the others have obviously got strengths and weaknesses, just like we have. But we can only ride and train our own horse, and we're happy with what we got.
Absolutely. One other horse who's had an absolutely brilliant season, winning machine, is Myra Banri, who goes for the Arkle. She's an absolute bull of a horse. I remember seeing her at Stratford recently, and she was very impressive to look at. All systems go for her?
Yeah, absolutely. And whatever chance she's got on softish ground, her chance is massively improved by it being a bit better ground. And I hope we just get a dry week before Cheltenham. Yeah, Cheltenham can dry out so quick. Everyone will be taking bets on soft, heavy start. You get a dry week before then, and it dries rapidly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope for her that's what she gets, because she's a different animal with a bit of a sounder footing. But she's done nothing wrong. We got away with soft ground the other day over a little bit further at Huntingdon. She's very, very good. She gets £7 for being a mare.
Exactly. Yeah, big help.
And I think the race is open. I think if any of 4 or 5 won, you could say, well, yeah, fair play.
Yeah, absolutely. Another mare who obviously won last season, Grade 1 company, is Roxanna. How are you feeling about her chance? Obviously, she's taken on some of the boys recently. She hasn't disgraced herself at all. Do you think she's going to have a big chance again this year? I
think she's got a chance of defending her crown, and we've prepped her specifically for that. Since New Year's Day, we said, right, we'll stay fresh now. It was a good run at New Year's Day, and I wanted to see a good run off the back of Ascot, where, to be honest with you, I let her down a bit. I was frustrated that we got beat at Aintree, and I thought, just get her back out there and see if she can sort of win this good race. And I just shouldn't have done it. It was too soon. And she did put a good run in on New Year's Day when her opposition didn't have a Class 1 penalty. The boys, there is 1 or 2 of the boys out there that can beat her, and we know that, but on her day, she's as good a mare as there is in England, for sure. Obviously, Benny and Honeysuckle are gonna give us another problem. But I'll just have her there to do her best on the day, and if she's there to do her best, she'll make the others run.
Absolutely. Well, fingers crossed she can do the business. Now, obviously, you've made your mark in handicaps at the Cheltenham Festival over the last couple of seasons. I know you've got a big team headed for the handicaps this year. Spirit of the Games, where's he likely to go?
I should say go in the plate, but I will just give him an entry in the Grand Annual, just in case it's really soft, and I can see a fast run 2 mile 1 suiting him around that track. It's been frustrating that we haven't landed one with him, as I'm sure everybody can see.
It's been not quite so many times, hasn't it?
Exactly, yeah. He's actually only ever won 1 chase.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing.
Exactly. To be fair, the handicapper didn't put him up for that second on trials day, so at least that's something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think he'll run his race. It's a very competitive race. We'll also have Old Grange Wood in the race. I've entered 2 Tafts as well. Beakstown's been entered, but it's more likely to run on the Tuesday. So I think we could have a strongish hand in that race.
Great. I mean, Old Grange Wood, as you say, has really improved this season. Would you give him a chance of improving yet again?
I think I would. Yeah. No reason why not. He's won at the track. He stays well. He goes on a bit softer ground nowadays. The improvement of that horse when we gave him a breathing operation in the autumn is incredible. And I'm just glad I spotted it, because he didn't really make a lot of noises. And then one day on the hill gallop here, I just heard it, and I remember ringing up Chris Giles, his owner, straight away and saying, I think I might have found what's been bugging us here.
Brilliant. Yeah.
We went to the last 2 Aintree and really fancied him for the 3 mile, the race before the Grand National, and he's been third, I think, twice, and we were all like, oh yeah, great run, that's fine, but where's the extra coming from?
Yeah, sure.
We found it, so
fantastic.
That's good.
Great. Also, when you've got a protector for John Hales, it'd be great to see him get a winner. He's for the county hurdle, is that right, or is it
Coral
Cup?
Yeah. He's got entries in a couple of the Grade 1s as well, but I'm definitely going down the Coral Cup route at the moment, which I think he's prominent in the betting for. I've left him in the other races just in case opposition deflect or don't make it or whatever. I just thought we'd better give ourselves the option, but realistically he's heading for the Coral Cup, and he brings in good novice form. He's good round the track.
Yep.
Fast run race will definitely suit him. And he is one of those horses that I could see a little bit like William Henry last year, probably 12th, 2 out.
Yeah, it's flying home at the end. Yeah.
He's that type of horse. He isn't the one that'll turn in front and pick 3 lengths on him and off he's gone. It won't be like that. He could be a typical, flying at the end type of winner if he was able to do so.
Excellent. One horse who's quite impressed me actually this season in novice chases is Night in Dubai. Obviously found Sam Brown a bit too hot to handle last time out, but he's likely to head for the novice handicap at the opening day, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll definitely go there, and I've always really liked this horse. He led the Coral Cup turning in last year. He ran okay at Aintree over hurdles. He's got his act together over fences, and I've just got to get him there right on the day. And if he is, he's got some sort of chance for sure. He's funny. The owners, the one brief a year is get him to Cheltenham.
Fair enough.
And last year he led turning in the Coral Cup, and I think they had the thrill of a lifetime. And it wasn't quite to be at the end of the race, but I just think for those 15 or so seconds leading down the hill, it was
very
great
exciting,
fun.
Yeah.
He could be a player though.
Okay.
He could be a player.
Decent looking mark, do you think?
It gets you in the race now.
Yeah, which
like,
is the most important
yeah,
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, there's no point trying to be too clever and sneaking under the radar, because you just don't get in unless you've got a Plutard.
Sure.
Somehow he got an handicap last year. It was remarkable. Unless you've got one like that, then really it's a novice. It's a near enough level weight novice chase, and I think any standard weekday novice chase 0 to 145, he has got to be a player in. So there's no reason to think he won't be there.
Yeah, absolutely. The County Hurdle has been a race that's had a huge amount of success for you in the last couple of years. Who have you got lined up for that?
I'll enter Chittibello again, but he could go to Kempton or Fontwell and miss Cheltenham and go to Aintree. I've got a few other entries. Mejia, he's always a standing dish in that race. Good old boy. Happy with him.
His handicap mark, he seems to have been very high in the weights for far too long. Is he starting to come down a bit now, or do you think he's fair enough handicap now?
He's getting somewhere close, but he did a remarkable thing. Obviously not last year, it was the year before. He won 2 big handicaps in one calendar year, which is just incredible,
almost, isn't it? Really, yeah.
It's incredibly hard to do, and he won. Like I say, he won 2 of them. So he was always going to pay a bit of a price for that. And we had a go at the Champion Hurdle Trial, and we proved that we're not open grade. We proved that we're handicappers really, and a very high handicapper. Obviously, he's won more prize money than most open horses do. So he's getting back to a mark where it's potentially possible, but he was a bit of a surprise that day he won at Cheltenham.
Sure.
But he could do it again, and I'm sure he hasn't won his last race.
Excellent. And you got Ardlethan for the National Hunt Chase?
50-50 on him. He'll also get an entry in the Kinmure. I think the Kinmure could suit him better. But his owner is quite relaxed, and if he goes to Cheltenham, he goes to Cheltenham. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And I think with a bit of luck, he's the type of horse that you could hear of for 4 or so seasons going forward, Midlands Nationals and Welsh nationals, maybe even a Grand National runner one day. You know, he's that type of horse. So whether he goes or not, I don't know. If the ground was, I suppose if he turned up, we'd fancy him. So if he turns up, it's probably a little tip.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. Two more kind of unexposed horses of yours, Langer Dan and Sham Blue. What are the plans for them?
They actually both run on the Wednesday. Sham Blue, I should imagine, will run in the Ballymore. And it's going to be hard in that race for obvious reasons. I think he improved from Warwick to Huntingdon. Obviously, we took on Shishkin at Huntingdon, which was a hard task. But I think he improved. And I think he will outrun himself in the Ballymore. He's a good horse.
Yeah, excellent. Again, plenty to look forward to at the Cheltenham Festival. Hopefully, you can build on your 2 winners that you had last year, Dan. Thank you very much indeed. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And best of luck.
Cheers.
Love it.